The Warriors play the Rockets tonight. When the schedule first came out, this was billed as a big game, a Western Conference Finals rematch, an early season look at whether Houston has any real shot at doing damage to the defending champs. Oh my, how have things changed? A month into the season, the Rockets are just trying to climb out of 12th place in the conference standings. And the Warriors, well, the only ones doing damage to them these days is themselves. Yes, it is time to unveil our latest show within a show here at The Jump, and a big shout out to the Athletic's John Krasinski for suggesting the title. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the bays of our lives. As we check in on our leading men, things have been rocky in Oakland, the past few days. Draymond Green was suspended after an argument with Kevin Durant turned nasty and personal. Questions swirled over whether this will be the crack that eventually breaks the Warriors dynasty. But just a couple hours ago, our actors were shooting some new scenes. Here is a picture Yahoo's Chris Haynes took of KD and Draymond walking in to shoot around together. Steve Kerr says that shortly afterward, he held a team meeting to address the situation. And then the media heard from Dre.
You know, Kevin and I spoke. We're moving forward. I think there's no secret that I am an emotional player. You know, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I play with that same emotion. Sometimes it gets the best of me, and it doesn't work to my favor. I'm gonna live with that. And I've read a lot about how is this the end of the run, or is it over, or did I ruin it, or did I force Kevin to leave? At the end of the day, as I've said before, whatever Kevin decided to do, whatever Clay decided to do, whatever who decides to do, we had great years together, and I support everybody wholeheartedly, 100%. What you must know is nobody in this organization, from a player, not myself, not Kevin, not anybody else, is going to beat us, So if you one of them other 29 teams in this league, you got to beat us. We're not going to beat us. We're going to continue to do what we do. And I'm sorry if that ruins everybody's story.
So Draymond still being as Draymond as ever, although he would not address specific questions about management's decision to suspend him. Clearly that and the $120,000 it cost him remains enough of an issue that our own Mark Spears is reporting Draymond plans to appeal the money part with the help of the Players Association. But let's focus on what he did say. That line where he said, quote, whatever Kevin decides to do, whatever Clay decides to do, whatever who decides to do, we had great years together. That may prove interesting once next summer's free agency rolls around. As for the shorter term, I certainly believe him that he doesn't intend to let this divide them. Of course, that's easy to say. It's another to make it actually happen. And to that end, enter stage left, Steph Curry, who has a history of lightening a locker room just by being in it. It's probably not a coincidence that Curry, out with a strained groin, was not on the road trip where this whole incident started to begin with. And it's definitely not a coincidence that Curry is on this road trip, despite that the team has announced he absolutely will not be ready to play. The hope is that Steph and maybe a couple wins can get this team rolling again starting tonight. Of course, the Rockets wouldn't mind spoiling that whole plan, and while they have been dealing with, their own soap operas, they are coming off 2 impressive wins and starting to look more like their old selves. All the way around, it is set to be a fascinating game, even if it's not for the reasons we initially thought. I guess that really is today's NBA for you. So are the bays of our lives.